time on The Great Ace Attorney 2.
Britain is currently hosting influential members of the judiciary.
Well, yeah, did it right.
God, I wish he'd stop saying that. Those here present in the public gallery are distinguished members of our judiciary, assembled to bear witness to a judicial...
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at you pronouncing it. I was just like, you were like, I really wish you'd stop saying it. It was like, judiciary.
The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed one day earlier, and I want to say that that's complete arse, because I say so, because
I killed him 2 days before.
I mean my paid assassins. I mean the paid assassin. I mean probably.
The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord. I have here an
There it is. Edgeworth would be very proud.
My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly.
Nope.
All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a lot of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day.
And do we know where the dealings were taking place?
In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentleman's club. And on the day in question, the accused, Baroque van Zeiks, was present.
If we just have a little quick look at the members list. At the top here, we've got Chairman Male Strongheart.
That's my twin. I'm Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. That's Chairman Strongheart. There's
sorry.
a big difference.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place?
The smuggled goods dealing was going to happen at a gentleman's club called The Grouse.
I mean, honestly, that doesn't sound unrealistic.
Lord Van Zeiks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson, but he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident. There must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere.
What have we missed?
A few moments later.
Have we tried to open Gregson's trunk?
3 days later.
Letter of introduction, SS Grouse.
Right, well, if it's called the Grouse, then yeah, show the ticket on that one, probably. The fact that the steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Grouse on the day in question.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Taylor.
Nice. And just a little friendly reminder before we jump on into the game. I mean, some of you know the drill already, but if you don't, please consider giving us a little like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification.
Yeah. And feel free to check out some of our other stuff. I noticed that some of you have, and it's been great to see some comments on some of the videos. It's
Yeah,
cute.
it is. It's lovely.
Glad to see you enjoying stuff. Oh,
Even trials and tribulations as well. That was... Ooh.
We hope your New Year's resolutions are going well so far.
Ours aren't.
oh, speak for yourself. Oh, yes. Here he is.
Oh, here he is. Lord Guilty as charged.
What could possibly have taken the victim there?
Well, it was a gentleman's club, so I don't really want to go into details.
The wine.
The wine. The babes and the wine. Oh, what's Kazuma? Well, I'm impressed, Reinosuke Naruhodo.
Right, because we found out the name of the grouse on the back of the ticket that
Yes,
Yeah,
Mr. Dr. McToke...
We definitely found.
So obvious.
We definitely didn't have to look that one up. Sorry, guys.
I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport.
What? You mean you knew about this?
What?
Well, you know, what can I say? The prosecution's strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Officer. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at a London club. That's the outcome of Scottish Yard's investigations, and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. Oh, we know that all along, Kazuma. Where have you been?
What?
And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be.
Strong hearts.
Oh,
What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asugi?
I'm about to wreck you, biatch. A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord.
Unless Donald Trump is testifying.
Well,
Why the hell did I hire you?
which is why it's my duty to present all the facts, without exception.
This is the last time I rescue a boy from off the side of the road and then bring him in to be a judicial assistant at slave wages.
Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it?
God, you were a little slow, weren't you? The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper.
The Reaper?
No.
Shut up!
Order! Order! What on earth are you saying, Counsel?
You are guilty. The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine. By the Reaper's hand!
Oh, so I'm thinking back to the last episode when I said that Gregson was the Reaper. So Gregson himself was not then. Is that what we're saying here?
No.
He was
No.
just carrying out tasks for him,
Yeah,
but he wasn't specifically the Reaper,
Reaper himself. No, he
it
was just a
im-
lackey.
It was implied that he was the Reaper at one point, wasn't it? Or was that just
It
my
was,
mind?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
okay.
Van Zeiks said it. He suspected him of being the
Right.
Reaper,
I'm
I
just
believe.
double checking that I haven't just invented this narrative.
No.
Like, okay, good.
No,
good.
so it must be, yeah, he's a pawn.
Just making
in
sure
the
I've not
game.
misunderstood anything. Good. I'm sure I'll misunderstand something else, don't worry.
But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that.
He is the Reaper!
What?
Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper.
So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was...
He did the most heinous of tasks. He dropped his Scottish accent and portrayed an Englishman proclaiming to be
God.
from Scotland Yard. The most heinous of things.
You baby drop me haggis and shock.
You made me
How
drop
is-
me chips.
Obviously, an assassination. Baroque Van Zeiks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice.
And you claim that was Inspector Gregson?
Hold it! What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that.
Thank you, Gina. That's very kind.
I wish I could give you a hug, but I'm a little bit far away now.
I'm feeling a little bit ethereal at the moment.
And yet, when you consider all the facts, it makes perfect sense. No! It can't be! We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper.
Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zeiks. No, the true Reaper is somebody else.
And he signed the judge's chair.
I'm sorry, what
Is
was
there something
that?
wrong, Miss Susato?
Oh, no, not at all. I was merely clearing my throat.
Counsel, I would have you be silent.
Baroque Van Zeiks is not the Reaper.
Council, I would have you be silent.
A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man.
And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all.
Oh. You have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you?
Do we have a solid reason for doubting the assertion?
He was, Gregson, he only said it in words to us, but he said he was going to take Gina to France with him.
Yeah.
Why on earth would he want to drag Gina into
Well,
all
no,
of it?
because the passport has passage for him and
Two.
one other, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But
No, that's the ticket.
He said to us that he was
No.
taking Gina to France.
No, sorry, Taylor, I remembered. Yeah. Permission for an applicant and one
Yeah,
additional
so if he's
person.
carrying out an assassination, why on earth does he need, what, to carry the gun? To carry what? Yeah, you're just the apprentice. You're the apprentice assassin now.
Well, unless
You
that's
won't do it.
unless that's to almost act as an alibi, though, I suppose, to sort of be like, oh yes.
Bit mean to drag Gina into it, though, considering all the crap he's dragged her out of to start with the gilded and everything.
I mean, yeah.
I don't
Pretty
think that Greg. I mean, I could be dead wrong, but I don't think Gregson is ultimately the actual baddie here.
That's
I
the
really
really
don't.
wrong, poor choice of words there. Dead wrong. Are you trying to take the mickey out of it?
Dead wrong.
That's just rude.
Besides, if there's one thing we know, it's that he is absolutely not professional baddie material. We tried to recruit him several times, didn't we, Ringo?
They even denied being our brother, Nash. That's no
did,
way
he
to treat
did.
family.
No.
Us families stick together. That's why we're a family-run, legitimate baddie army business.
Yeah, we're professional baddies.
Professional entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ultrapreneurs.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, that one. You
Yeah.
always were you always did have the smarts. You always were the smart one of the family, Nash.
Yeah.
It's not what you said last time.
Look, I've tried to change my personality to be a bit friendlier.
Right.
I've tried to be a bit more genteel, as it were.
Oh, right. Getting ready for the gentleman's club, are you? Genteel.
Oh, God, Nash, I'll give up with you. I really do. Sorry, I got distracted again.
Sorry for taking Nash away from you, Taylor.
I don't know what you mean, Taylor.
Oh. You have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, Council?
Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. Oh, I mean, that would also make sense.
Oh, I suppose because Shigoku and Eugene would have said so as well. Yeah, I forgot about that bit.
Professor Makotoba and Judge Dagoku were on that very ship. If someone... Oh, there we go, Sarah prognosticating again.
Well,
If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it.
I mean, I was going down the route of, him not... why would an assassin have an accomplice? But, okay, we arrived at a different conclusion. But
mean-
never mind.
You're just on the same wavelength as them, it's crazy. Same wavelength as the writers.
What's so funny?
You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported aboard the ship.
There was one unsuspicious death that was reported.
Yeah. But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life.
What?
Oh, that he didn't go through with it.
Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. No.
And it went the wrong way round. What?
Oh no, I'm thinking, was he taking Gina to bunker off? But no, he wouldn't do that.
I would certainly.
It's got to be that he got killed instead.
Let's-
It has to have been that he was, because John H. Wilson was on the list for assassin, right? So he was getting on board the SS Grouse, presumably to kill Makotoba, if this line of reasoning follows. But
Maybe,
he
yeah.
either failed or something, and what Kazuma's asserting is, the price for failure is death! And then Strongheart lifted back the unicorn head and pulled out a cane gun and shot him with it.
But his mission ended in failure.
Failure?
It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here.
What are you talking about? What detail?
Inspector G... No.
Sarah, you gotta read the line.
No.
You gotta read the line so
Yeah,
we
but
find out
no.
what's happening.
No.
We're not gonna find out if we don't get through it.
Fine!
Read it.
Inspector Gina Lestrade.
Eh? What?
The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier. That doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey.
Oh, man.
Shoot.
You're lying! Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had it coming! The boss weren't the Reaper! Poor Gina.
There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scottish Yard, you must have heard rumours.
I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it!
Then testify again as a representative of Scottish Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss.
I don't...
I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. Time for us to flounder about for another half hour.
Yeah, this notebook does have a lot of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Names of victims, dates and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was the 31st of October. It said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or summer. But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, well, that's all.
It got away 10 years ago. I mean, that makes me think Genshin. But did... Because there was the
Well,
whole
it can't.
prisoner
No,
escape,
no,
but
no, no,
Genshin
no, no, no. It has to be Makotoba.
Makotoba.
It has to be because Iris was 10 when he left the country, or Iris's mother was presumably pregnant with her when he left 10 years ago. Because he went back about 10 years ago to Japan. He was part of the case that involved the autopsy and everything on Genshin. So, if he... So, Makotoba was the one that was the primary assistant
Yeah.
for the autopsy of Genshin Impact. I mean, Asogi. So, presumably, and we thought that that was John H. Wilson to begin with. But the whole reason why Genshin was able to escape was because he was declared dead when he actually wasn't. If Makotoba, then John H. Wilson or whatever, was the one that declared him dead when he was actually alive and helped him escape because he thought he didn't do it or whatever, it would make sense that he would be some kind of fugitive from justice. Now, as to how he actually escaped, I don't know. But that's my guess, because John H. Wilson was on the list of assassination targets.
Yeah.
And he signed the report. But we know that Makotoba is the actual John H. Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least, kind of. Like, John H. Wilson was an actual person, but he wasn't the one that wrote all the autopsy notes or that had all the case notes. And he wasn't Holmes's assistant. Now that's Taylor's prognostication, and Taylor's going to be wrong because it's not coming from Sarah. But you know,
I'm not always right, though.
You are often.
Not
You actually
always.
are often.
Not always.
You are. We've done this.
I'm still
We've
of the
done this.
assumption that Clint's not dead, and I don't think that's
We
going to
don't
be
know.
possible.
We don't.
I mean,
we don't know.
like Yasuhiro has a 30% success rate. I think you've got at least like a 45, 50%.
Yeah, man.
Jesus. Uh,
Totally. You just need like a crystal ball or something.
We should probably advance the text.
yeah,
though.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm feeling bad leaving Gina crying like this.
Yeah. Sorry, Gina. Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here.
This must be so hard for her.
You can't deny it now, surely, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What can't I deny? I can deny anything.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I've done it in court plenty of times before. My
Learned
Nipponese friend.
Doesn't quite have the same ring, does it?
No, especially not when it's coming from somebody of the same nationality.
Seems my learned friend needs
Yes.
to brush up on his geography.
His geography.
Geography.
The notebook contained the name of the final mark and the location where the assassination would take place. That's information that the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper.
Except no, because he could have known from the music box.
Well, Gregson
Right?
was very adamant that he didn't want it played.
Right. But that's not the only place where Gregson could have learned it. Because, anyway, I'm getting away. Ah!
But it was Japanese Morse code, so unless Gregson knew how to read it, I would imagine...
He might do.
Maybe.
So, who was to be this final mark?
Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the grouse on the 31st of October.
And then we get ready for Susato to get...
Eh? How'd you read this then?
Reading's still not her strong suit.
That ain't the problem, alright, Odo!
Whose side are you on?
Oh, it's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read.
So it's someone from overseas?
Oh, let me have a bash at it.
Seishiro.
What?
Whoa.
Jigoku?
What? What the?
Okay.
Oh,
Well, then no wonder he failed the assassination attempt. I mean, that was
Well-
just stupid. That was just stupid trying to do
It was
that.
like trying to fight a train.
Right?
Only Sabin.
I was just about to. Yeah,
Only Sabin can fight a train and live.
Oh, finally a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Suplex!
Oh, let me have a bash at it. Say Ishiro, is it? Yeah, Seishiro.
Goku.
Maybe.
Goku.
What?
What the hell?
It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku.
But that's Judge Jigoku.
Who we
No,
also,
do you think, Miss Susato?
who admittedly we haven't seen
I'm
for
not
a little
allowed to be
bit.
surprised as well, am I?
Like, who admittedly we haven't seen for a little while.
No.
What did he do?
Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name. You're right.
No, it's a Nipponese name. Was that a hold it or an objection?
That was
Objection.
an objection.
Objection!
But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday, here in London.
Oh dear, it appears you have a conflict of interest. Get out.
Oh,
No defense.
no. Oh, shoot. And then
So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated.
What are you doing?
Why'd you say it like that? Why'd you say it like that?
So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated.
Have you seen him?
So if,
I wouldn't mess with him.
I guess if Ryunosuke does have to get kicked out for having a conflict of interest, maybe we'll get to see Ryutaro again. That would make me very happy.
I would be very happy.
Yeah, that would be very
She does a little Sailor Moon transformation.
As I said, the Reaper failed.
shit.
Oh, gavel.
There it is.
I mean, have you seen the size of him? Have you seen Gregson? Come on, man.
Oh.
Well, that hurt my voice. Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. But
I do recall feeling something impact my lower back, but I think it just bounced off.
But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake.
Where it's like he gets the judge's gavel, and then he sees the bullet and just like hits it out here.
Yeah. So he killed the inspector personally.
What? No way.
I mean,
What?
I would put it past him.
What? Wait, no. So no.
Oh.
So that's saying Jigoku killed Gregson.
No. The
No.
Reaper won't tolerate
Oh,
the mistake.
oh, okay.
The Reaper killed Gregson
Sorry.
personally
No,
Okay.
Yeah,
because
no,
he
no, it's
messed
fine.
up.
I did a dumb.
Crazy theory time. Crazy
Uh-oh.
theory
Right,
time.
okay, go on.
So Gregson knew that John H. Wilson and all them were a target, and I don't know if Judge Jigoku was on there or not. But if Gregson was there, and Gregson wasn't trying to kill him, but instead foiled the actual Reaper's attempt to kill Judge Jigoku, it would then make sense that he gets killed later on. That's what I think. I think that Gregson was there and that he actually interfered with the assassination.
Gregson grew a conscience.
Yeah.
The Reaper, of course, being the accused, Baroque Van Zeiks.
And this is why I don't think Kazuma's right about all the facts of this case, because
No.
he keeps accusing Van Zeiks, which we know isn't right.
He's got personal agenda. He's too blinded by that. So
It's an undeniably logical argument.
Kazuma, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it!
I recognize that
So,
parchment.
Yep. Here he. Oh, he's got the one. Yes.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice while I stand accused of
You
murder.
beautiful man.
Gina on the side there.
What
You see Gina, she
How
was
on
like,
earth do you get your leg that high?
I train for hours every day.
Oh, blimey,
Hamstring
what a
exercises.
man.
It's like,
I'm now thinking of like Jean-Claude Van Damme and the trucks.
Oh, Jesus.
But it's like, Gregson. It's Van Zeiks instead, obviously.
He's doing it over the barrels.
Sorry,
Like the-
I thought-
Lord Van Zeiks!
Thought you'd said it.
The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock.
just try and stop
No.
me.
No, Pete, I was too stunned by Van Zeiks appearing and unleashing the steel heel.
Yes.
I will say nothing of whether or not I am the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. Gah! That girl is no detective.
Oi!
You just come up here to friggin' assassinate Gina's character?
Hey? What? No, that's right. I ain't. I'm an inspector.
Repeating rumors heard around the yard, reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself. By attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony.
What did you say?
He's got 2 swords, watch out.
Yeah. Mr. Naruto, this is our chance.
We must
get out of the way!
We must escape quickly while they're preoccupied before the showdown occurs. The samurai showdown.
Oh, Christ.
Samurai showdown.
My lord, the defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness.
No.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Very well. I'll make an exception and grant the request. Although if it's longer than 30 seconds, I will have to have him outed. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately.
Oh, ouchie! At once, my lord.
No, this is what I have to work with, is it? Not even handle a
God, this is
cross-examination.
the thing defending me.
Gina does not look very
She
happy.
is not happy.
She looks like Pete after I make a pun.
Oh, there we go. There it is. You got your bingo cards, everybody?
Right. POV. Pete is about to say, Taylor, if I can make a request.
Now, children. I don't want Grumpy Pete.
to
I have to live
separate
with
us
him.
again.
I'm not grumpy. I'm just waiting for you to read the line. Oh, well, are you gonna press everything? Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah,
In fact,
I've
yeah,
already
actually.
say it's the press everything
You're right.
bit.
I was just waiting for it for this to finish.
I wonder if Van Zeiks is going to slam his heel on the table for his testimony again.
Yeah, I just wondered if they were going to say if he was going to add anything, but I guess not. I guess it's Gina's testimony, and we press stuff, and he will add.
I guess he'll interject or he'll react.
Hold it!
Ah, yes.
In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper.
Not you and all. That ain't the only explanation, is it?
Oh, it's got.
I sleep.
He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret, and that notebook said what he found out.
If I may.
No.
When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believe the power to intimidate London's criminal classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial. I don't know why I paused there, sorry.
You ran out of breath.
Don't tell everyone.
But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you?
Yes. And those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper.
One arm? What are you on about?
So now I would like to take a moment to invite you to consider how many arms a human has, Miss Lestrade. I trust that you are keeping up with your times tables.
With her numbers.
What are
Yes.
they?
Times tables,
Well, I
Taylor,
know
is
what
a
a
British.
table is.
It's referring to multiplication over here in Britain.
No, I know. I was just doing.
No, not
He's in
you,
America
Taylor.
too.
Oh, right, sorry. It's just what you're saying, like with
What
your
do you think we
numbers.
call him over here?
I don't know. I
What?
just thought you would. I'm like, you're just saying you're replacing the same thing with the same thing.
What's time and a table got to do with anything? What do I do? Draw a clock on the tablecloth? What do I do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that to myself anytime I go to IKEA, and how you just sort of seem to lose so much time looking at all the damn
Jesus
tables.
Christ.
So,
So much time lost.
anyway. The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them on alone. The Reaper is an organization.
Oh Christ, it's Hydra. He's got 8 arms. with you at its head. It's getting boring now.
You are particularly short-sighted.
I have 20/20 vision, actually.
I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check. What, Sarah? Is it because it said abreast?
No, I was.
Or is it because Taylor didn't say anything? Right. He is slipping a bit. It's true.
There's some personal growth.
I was intentionally keeping silent about it
Well, that makes a change.
because
I was there, like, waiting.
otherwise, because then Pete would go. You know, I just like to read one line without you making a dirty joke.
I mean-
and so I knew that was what was going to happen.
Fair. It's just, Taylor, it happens so frequently that it's quite unusual for it to not
The problem is, you then draw attention to it when I don't do it, so that it sort of undermines the point. Ha ha! Van Zeiks said breast.
Okay.
Tee hee.
Okay,
Hee.
that was my fault because I pointed it out.
To be fair,
sorry.
actually, that was Sarah's
that
fault.
was my fault. I'm
So,
sorry,
yes.
Taylor.
It's okay.
I'm not apologizing.
I will
Do you think the abreast he was keeping was a double D or a B cup?
Well, they say more than a handful is a waste.
Oh my god. Do they?
I don't know.
I thoroughly disagree.
Right.
Which shocks absolutely nobody, I'm sure.
I mean, I do. I disagree. You know, you've got to have something to hang on to.
So,
but, you know.
moving on.
Well, we got 35 minutes in before we stop being family friendly.
So, I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location.
You knew it said grouse.
Indeed. Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate. Alone.
I was
really?
unfortunately completely misunderstood what gentleman's club meant.
I thought it was a club for gentlemen to sit in their
As
high
it turns
wingback
out, there were
chairs.
mostly naked women there, and the men that were there were not gentlemen in the slightest.
No. I just wanted to. I just wanted to make friends. Honestly, I was just hoping to see another man I could talk to. You know,
I do think.
chat about the weather. Have a smoke together in our high wingback chairs and smoking jackets. But no.
Is that why you and I don't get along, Pete? Because we haven't sat and smoked together in smoking jackets? Is that what we need to do the next time you're over here?
What do you mean we don't get along? What is this? What are you talking about?
Have I got to, like, get some whiskey on the rocks and serve you guys the whiskey in your wingback chairs?
Yes.
You've got to
Slippers,
what?
pipes.
What? Anyway,
Well, I'm
let's-
not a gentleman, so I can't be part of the gentleman's club.
Yeah, you just would. You would be absent. You wouldn't be serving anything
Why do I have to miss out?
because it's a gentleman's club. What? Do you want to be the naked lady? Is that what
No,
you?
I do not want to be the
Then-
naked lady. I
right,
would give
then you
everyone
would have-
nightmares if that was the
There
case.
it
For
is.
God's sake, Sarah!
So then you would have to be absent.
Men get all the fun.
Well, you could start
Mr.
your own
Zato.
gentlewomen's club.
Gentlewomen's club. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Naruto. My voice actress seems to be
Gone off on a bit of a flipping
I
tangent.
feel she's feeling a bit horny at the moment.
Look, one breast comes up in conversation, and then suddenly the entire thing just goes to pot.
Derailed. Hang on a minute. Reset.
Oh my god! But no
Reset.
one one said the word.
I know, but it's implied. Anyway, so that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there.
But of
The
course.
glitter took days to wash out.
But of course, the inspector was not there.
Because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Very well then, back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook. Fine. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You
seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago.
we have to point the camera at Ryunosuke and be like, "Excuse me," to himself.
No, I just was hearing the conversation going on with the voice actors in the background, and I was just shocked that they managed to accomplish anything, quite frankly.
He's like, I'm not overthinking anything. In fact, I'm full head empty at this precise moment.
Ryunosuke, we ask ourselves every day how we manage to get through life. So, I mean...
No, it's all right. I'm overthinking this, aren't I?
Oh my god, it sounds like me.
Or me?
Oh god.
Hold it! Names of victims, dates, places, and stuff? What in particular?
Well, beside the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up.
What other name was that?
Assassin.
Oh no.
It's the one I told you yesterday. The same name written over and over again.
You mean Assassin?
Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something. Isn't she?
Were you even listening yesterday?
Assassin. The assassin? this feels a little bit on the nose.
Gregson just couldn't spell assassin, that's all it was.
He's like...
Assa! To hell with it.
I just love the idea. It's like, what I'll do is, in case anybody finds this notebook, I'd better write it in code so nobody can decipher it. Assassin. No one will ever know. They think it's just a standard name.
Nobody will think that's a real name. It's far too ridiculous.
Absolutely.
What? Like a killer, you mean?
No.
Gina!
No, like a nursery teacher. Gregson was the tactician. The one who came up with the plan of attack.
Was a fuck?
Taylor!
That was very naughty.
Taylor!
He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would become vulnerable and who to use to get at them.
I'm not nearly bold enough to be a hitman, Jesus!
But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes.
Then perhaps what it said on the passport document.
Just for the left and
Permission
right
for
arm.
the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been...
Clearly the assassin who was meant to take Seishiro Jigoku's life.
Oh no.
Owie! Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry that listed Kraus and Seishiro Jigoku? What name was written?
Can't have been because she was dead.
Well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name to it, as it happens.
What?
It just had a question mark or something there, I think.
In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case. But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not?
Obviously not.
Oh, how infuriating.
A nameless assassin.
I wonder if it was. I wonder if he was just trying to escape it all. And it's Gina. It was him taking Gina away, but...
I mean, we do know that he said that he wants to take her away. So.
Hold it!
Oh, what'd you say?
Oh yeah, because he never even told her that was what the plan was.
No.
Right, she doesn't know.
No.
Oh, did he not?
No, he didn't.
said
No,
to
he
us
didn't. He didn't
No.
get a chance to.
He
said that he was, he asked us to keep it secret that he was going to take Gina to France.
And maybe if
Which-
he's put the question mark, he probably knows that Gina probably might have tried
And-
to sneak a peek and stuff.
That's why Ryunosuke has the thing that he's like, oh, am I overthinking this? Because he's going to recollect, wait a minute, he wanted to take Gina away to France.
Paris, whatever.
Because, yeah, and also to have that weird mental link, it was also when it was during the science fair when we learned this, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Great Exhibition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Great Exhibition, which did that not have like a sort of a big metal construction that was kind of a bit like the Eiffel Tower or something? Or am I imagining that?
The Crystal Tower.
There was the
yeah.
Crystal Tower, but was the big platform?
No, that was it. There was
Yeah,
the platform that the accelerator thing, instantaneous mass accelerator. And you're saying that the mark listed was Seishiro Jigoku?
That's what he said. Funny name, if you ask me.
Well, nobody did.
But I thought your name was odd.
So pleased to have lost my crown there.
Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature.
There it is again. I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago, studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say.
So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor.
If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now. Oh, would you look at that?
10 years ago. After that fateful case.
It's like it's all coming together. Precisely. In the aftermath of the Professor case, his repatriation.
Repatriation.
I'm pretty sure that's just an American pronunciation. I'm pretty sure it's repatriation over here.
Yeah.
His repatriation was organized immediately.
Your repatriation.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just think that I think there's a difference in the way that we pronounce it. Repatriation doesn't sound like a British way of saying it. I could be wrong. Why don't you tell us in the comments? It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook.
Not because it doesn't make sense to kill him, but because who would honestly try to kill him? I mean, if you look at him, it's like the assassin walks up and says, "Nope."
I forfeit my life.
Crap.
I don't think it was possible, but the mood in here's got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking.
Hold it! What do you mean, a criminal? Judge Jigoku is no criminal.
Oh, don't ask me! I don't know nothing about it. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jigoku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the Professor case, I'm sure.
Yes, of course, you're right.
This is just the DL6 incident again, isn't it? It's just like...
Jesus.
Oh.
Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
It was a pitiful situation, yes.
And the thing is, he couldn't be the judge here because the desk, like as soon as he hit the gavel, would just
Just
immediately
break.
crumble to dust.
Well, it'd be one of those situations, wouldn't it, where he would look like a grown-ass man in like a child, like...
Yeah, in a toddler chair.
Yeah, you know. Honestly. I'd forgotten all about it. But I prosecuted that trial too, as it happened.
Very brave.
You did?
Yes, I was 10 years old. I was considered a prodigy among prosecutors at the time. It was considered to be an adjunct to the professor proceedings, you see. But he was acquitted after being told to make reparation for the damage he caused to the stand.
And there you have it.
I'm sorry, what? I'm with Zeiks,
What?
like,
Yeah, what?
Like,
Kazuma? What are you on about?
have what?
Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court. Guilty or innocent alike.
Well, Soseki's managed so far. So,
I mean,
Well, that was because he was sent out of country.
yeah, but No, but Kazuma's saying anyone.
But Van Zeiks is just there. It's like, you have seen this man, presumably.
There are exceptions.
He was younger, but as a 10-year-old boy, he looked like a giant. I wasn't tackling
He
that.
was younger, but no less burly.
There's a quote about Teddy Roosevelt, which is because Teddy Roosevelt, one of the presidents of the U.S., died in his sleep, which was death had to take Roosevelt sleeping, for if he had been awake, there would have been a fight. And that's kind of the same thing. It's like, if you try to take Judge Goku awake, he's just going to go...
Yeah, I mean, fair.
Yep.
What? No! Are you suggesting that the reason Judge Goku was targeted for assassination, albeit unsuccessfully...
The man was sent back to Japan immediately after that trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. And is that why Giselle was there in Japan all along?
Do you know, and it's interesting that, isn't it? Because I was just thinking there was also the thing where she wanted to have like a private word with Jigoku for reasons. I mean, I mean, obviously he's still alive, so she obviously didn't assassinate him. But I don't know, just
Again, I feel like the thing that bothers me about Giselle, looking back, is, typically assassins are kind of like, they don't want to stand out. They want to sort of, they sort of want to keep a low profile. Imagine if you were playing Assassin's Creed, back when it was good, and you ran around with a swan on your head and a giant dress.
Well, I was thinking more like Agent 47 even. Although
I would play that game. I would play that game. If anyone from the Hitman development team somehow listens to this, put a Giselle Brett in the Hitman hat in the game, please.
To be fair,
please.
I mean, you can pick your starting outfit.
Get on the mods.
So, I mean, the amount of people I've seen like who dress up as like in a clown outfit and then proceed to do it. I have seen that.
Yeah.
I always dress up in a clown outfit when I'm recording because I'm a clown.
Okay. Kazuma, do you want to? Should we just move on? Let Taylor sit in that.
Honk honk.
But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is.
Come on, that's absurd! To take someone's life for that!
Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who have been found innocent? Clearly the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension!
Or perhaps beyond a single person's comprehension, anyway.
But...
Oop.
Objection! Right, I've had just about enough of this.
Gina?
No, the other one.
All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people. It's cobblers! Come on, Odo!
Yes?
Why aren't you saying nothing? Why aren't you yelling out objection or something?
What?
You've got to find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here, no question. You've got to work out who it is. Please, for the boss.
It's very noisy for a closed court.
That outburst was an insult to the court and to your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective.
Son of a...
Okay. All right. Now he's got to die.
Its own.
When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade. Is that clear? You know what that looks like to me? It looks like a reaper doing some reaping.
I've had it with a lawyer. It's lies every bleeding place you look in this world, isn't it? Well, I've had enough. Gina.
So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind.
To do what, Mr. Naruhodo?
Kick Lord Strongheart in the balls.
Oh, well, I'm first in line. No, actually, Gina should be first in line.
There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd.
Oh? Do you mean...
I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears.
Was it the first
Is it
or
the
second
first? I
statement?
say I can't remember if it's the first or second now.
Come on.
Come on,
you gotta
Odo,
find a-
help!
Oh,
Right, so- Oh, sorry, sir. Do you want
It's
me to-
alright, it was a new bit. It's alright.
Come on, Odo! Help! You've got to find the flaw somewhere!
Okay, so the notebook does have loads of stuff what the Reaper's been up to for the past
I think
2
it was the
years.
second one.
So names of victims, the last entry was the 31st of October. I guess we should press the last statement, though, shouldn't we, first?
I mean, probably.
Just in case it's...
Hold it! I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve. My great Ace Attorney 2 resolve.
What?
I mean, yeah, adequate response for his nonsense there.
What do you mean?
Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency.
What? What? An inconsistency?
An inconsistency.
Which I'm just like, kind of, I was confused why you said it like that. The man's,
Really, Odo?
I don't quite know what it means yet, but... Yes, there's an inconsistency in something that was said by...
it was Gina, wasn't it?
Gina?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I think he did have a bit in the last episode where it was like, oh, Gina's said something and maybe she doesn't realise.
Take that! Of course, by you, Gina.
Of course. What's that supposed to mean, eh?
Gina, Mr. Naruhodo.
Gina is the person giving testimony here, so... If there are any inconsistencies, they can only have been introduced by her.
I don't know where you're going with this, but maybe the evidence you're obviously about to show the court will clarify.
in that case, the defense will present evidence to substantiate its claim. To which piece of evidence does this alleged inconsistency relate? So,
Oh, okay, it's got to be the passport, because we know that that second person was supposed to be Gina. Take that! It's this! This is the proof that the... No?
Apprentice's earlier
The
statement.
detective's earlier statement is flawed?
It is?
The only thing that evidence proves is that the man advocating for the defendant is nothing more than an apprentice lawyer.
Oh, that'll learn you to go bandying that apprentice claptrap about.
Oh dear.
Sorry. I really put my foot in it there.
I think this line of argument has run its course. Okay, I just wondered if there'd be some sort of clue. And let its failure be a lesson to all you apprentices.
I'd better listen very carefully to the testimony again.
Oh wow, Sasato's not even giving us a clue.
Oh, she
So that's what we have to work with.
Unless...
It may help us that Lord Van Zeiks is in the stand too.
Yes, perhaps.
Then did Van Zeiks say something? That can...
Maybe it was.
I'm sure Gina knows nothing she hasn't already told us. There's no point trying to get more out of her.
Did you notice how Kazuma-sama reacted to Lord Van Zeiks' words?
When he called him an even more sinister Reaper, you mean? Well, I'm sure Kazuma intends to eliminate any shred of doubt that the man is guilty. He's looking for revenge against the person he considers to be his father's killer, after all.
I don't worry that if we fail to find a discrepancy in this testimony somewhere, the trial may end, and adjudication won't go in our favor. Let's listen carefully again to what everybody is saying.
Okay. So do we...
Must be Barack then.
Yeah, I guess it's either got to be Barack or Kazuma himself. We could try Barack.
Take that! Of course, by you. No, it's got to be Kazuma then.
Well, you say that, but we're gonna have to provide evidence.
Your face is turned ashen. How could he know? Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, to be fair though, this is going.
Yeah, it
in
doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound particularly.
Yeah, no, we got it. We have to.
Yeah.
All right. Then maybe it was Kazuma. Because if not Kazuma, I'm not really sure. I don't think Strongheart's added anything.
No.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Take that!
It was just a red herring by adding the additional select evidence.
By you, Kazuma Asogi.
Me?
You.
Is this some kind of attempt at filibustering, Counsel? Prosecutor Asogi has given no testimony.
What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent?
You let something slip that you shouldn't have.
Oops.
When I present the
Oh, for
piece
Christ's
of
sake.
evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done. Hoo-hoo!
Very well then, Counsel. Go ahead. What evidence reveals this alleged inconsistency in something Prosecutor Asogi has said? Do we now show
really
the
don't.
passport?
I think so.
What, Sarah? The bunny wabbit.
How does... Is it... He knows the existence of the passport because Gina had the metal trunk with her. She took it. So how has he seen there was a passport unless he knew it was there? Is he planting evidence to blame Van Zeiks? I don't know.
Take that?
So, my initial impressions were correct. That's Van Zeiks. So, my initial impressions were correct. This is nonsense.
Ah!
Maybe not then.
Booger.
I just don't even remember what he said.
Oh, we've got so little time.
I thought it...
And annoyingly, I'm sort of stuck on this screen.
yeah, we're just gonna have to...
We have to
gotta
figure
figure
out
it
what's
out.
going on with this, yeah.
Okay.
By you, Kazuma Asogi.
Yep. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Maybe try the trunk
Yeah,
then?
maybe.
Like Sarah said?
I don't know.
Take that!
Oh!
This is a trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson.
A metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What's this? A bloodstain. And a relatively fresh one, too.
What? You meant that ate grease from all the boss's fish and chips?
Gina!
Oh, Gina.
Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk.
Oh, if that gash was that Kazuma cut in the side to plant the passport or something,
Maybe.
then it would make sense, yeah.
That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed. That can't be! There's no mention of any trunk in Scottish Yard's report.
Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the
that
trunk.
was it.
Hoping to sell it.
Sandwich took it, Gina got it back and kept it. But I found it. Me, with me nose for trouble.
Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk.
Including the passport. There you go.
Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Kazuma.
Do you know, see now, my brain's just going wild, and now I'm just like, Kazuma's not a sleeper agent, is he?
No. I very impressively deduced, though, Sarah.
Wait.
My God. Or has Kazuma actually seen who murdered him and he can't say?
Probably.
Christ. The because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk.
So the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk?
How did Kazuma know about the inspector's trunk?
No!
We're gonna have to find out next time.
We are indeed. No, so like I say, I'm curious. Like, yeah, if
Oh my
that gash in the
God.
side is from Kazuma's blade, so he could insert the evidence, fine, okay. But like, if not, and this line of questioning sort of pursues the idea that Kazuma was present, then that then makes me wonder if he's a sleeper agent.
But those theories are going to have to wait till next time, I'm afraid.
Indeed.
Thank
well,
you.
I mean, well, until after the recording's over, then we can just like debate amongst ourselves.
Well, yeah,
obviously.
but you.
What do
no one
you
else
guys
will
think
know.
in the comments?
Yeah, this is getting nuts.
But no spoilies.
No
if you
spoilers.
know what it is,
No.
don't you dare.
Bad. No
do not.
spoilies. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. If you do like what we do, then please consider giving us a little old like, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday. And in the meantime, if you're bored and you want something to do, we've got a few more videos. Check them out while you're waiting for the new ones.
Why don't you check out Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney? It's fun.
Yeah. And on that note,
We're in that one.
we are. We're in all of them.
That's the joke.
And until next time, we will see you again.
Catch you in the next one, everybody.
Now that we're in the new year, we hope that you've Great Ace Attorney resolved to continue watching our content to 2024 and beyond.